Hello and welcome to the channel. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike should be regarded as one of the most influential politicians in Nigeria at the moment, but he plays a dangerous, vengeful kind of politics. Not one to take a loss on the chin, Wike will certainly pay you back if he feels slighted or cheated of a position. Just ask Atiku or Hayu, or even the former Sokoto governor, Tambuwal. That's just how he rolls. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Wike's latest show of rambunctious politics of bitterness, vendetta. It was the late Alhaji Waziri Ibrahim of blessed memory that first made the doctrine of politics without bitterness a recurring decimal on our political discourse post-1979. That is not to say it never existed prior, but it rekindled the need for plain politics without undue bickering, unhealthy rivalries, and sheer bitterness amongst the main players. This piece is about the steadily creeping of the rambunctious politics of bitterness in our body politic, a sort of politics of do or die, a la Olusegun Obasanjo. The history of the political alliance between the former governors of Sokoto and Rivers States, Aminu Waziri Tambuwal and Nyesom Wike, is well known. That the two were once best of bedfellows politically, and that the reverse is now the case is also no news. This, of course, is quite normal, as the saying goes that there is no permanent friend or permanent enemy in politics. What matters is the interest at a point in time. It is therefore foolhardy for any politician to take both the sword and the shovel against any of his colleagues whose interest deviates from his. This is because one cannot always predict when your interests align again. Nyesom Wike had been very bitter with most PDP politicians since he contested and lost the 2023 primaries that saw the emergence of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar as the party's presidential flag bearer. He chiefly blamed Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal for that and any other political misfortunes that have befallen him ever since then. He also does not waste any time in castigating Tambuwal at the slightest of opportunity. As if armchair criticism is not enough, Wike has made a pastime of attempting to use the Rivers People's Commonwealth to block and scuttle any political attempt by Tambuwal, both at the state and national levels, just to take his pound of flesh. It is on record that Wike had employed several avenues to interfere and influence the politics direction of Sokoto State during the 2023 elections by aligning with the opposition APC and a few PDP supporters to ensure PDP's loss, and more especially to defeat Tambuwal in the Sokoto South senatorial polls. That was in the same way that he had earlier engaged in series of anti-party activities in his own Rivers State and in the so-called G5 states where he and his fellow co-travelers held sway. In the circumstance, not a few political pundits believed that the PDP should have long done the needful by expelling him and his likes. Wike should have been told to join the APC and leave the dying PDP alone so that he can get some compensation to keep his ground, now that the cash cow inflow from Rivers has let itself loose and free from its infringes. As the race for the Senate minority leadership begins, Wike has resumed his kill-the-jack politics of bitterness and rancor once again. He has traversed all the political nooks and crannies of the country trying to blackmail the PDP leadership into blocking any attempt by Tambuwal to contest the position of the Senate minority leader. This is despite the party's leadership's collective decision to put its weight behind Tambuwal. For want of a better phrase, the latest antics of Nyesom Wike is best described as the height of political rascality, abrasive bitterness, and naked show of jealousy all put together. After abandoning your party at the middle of crucial national elections, gleefully rejoicing in their defeat and still obnubbing with their rivals for possible crumbs, without shame or qualms, you still want to dictate to them who to elect as their minority leader. Indeed, it is time Nyesom Wike is reminded and pointedly told in clear, plain language and terms that he is dealing with politically enlightened and sophisticated Nigerians from both divides who have gone far beyond his parochial and infantile politics of jealousy and narcissism. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. To sum it up, where was Governor Wike when the PDP leadership selected Senator Tambuwal as the chairman of the PDP Governorship Forum and the Director General of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council? Where was former Governor Wike when the entire Nigerian governors elected him as their undisputed Governors Forum leader? Mr. Wike can only dream of these achievements. Lastly, for comparative analysis, let me draw a scale of trust between Wike and Tambuwal. That is putting Wike, Tambuwal, and other key leaders of the PDP on the scale for the weighing of character, comportment, and suitability. Or let's go on the process of separating the chaff from the grains, and the reader will be able to decide who is more trustworthy and who should be trusted. Politics is about the whole, not the sum. In that contest, Senator Aminu Waziri Tambuwal is going to shame his detractors once again by coming out victorious in the contest for the Senate Minority Leader. The great and patriotic Democrats in the venerable Red Chamber cannot be blindfolded, led by the nose and by the obfuscation and cacophonous antics of the likes of Nyesom Wike. Meanwhile, former National Publicity Secretary of the defunct New People's Democratic Party, NPDP, and the chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, Eze Chukwuemeka Eze, has alleged that former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, is exerting unlimited authority over the current helmsman, Sim Fubara. In a statement made available to media houses in Port Harcourt, Eze claimed that it was for this reason that Wike did everything within his power to ensure that Fubara became his successor. He said core decisions and critical business of governance are still being transacted by Wike. Fubara must be alarmed that he remains responsible and accountable for every action taken on behalf of the state from May 29, 2023, when he assumed office until such a time when the courts will abrogate his illegitimate reign, he said. He said Fubara should have in mind that nobody will question Wike about what happens in the state under the current government. It is public knowledge that Wike has reappointed some commissioners who worked under him to continue with Sim Fubara, a protege who has no mind of his own, Eze added. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.